Hi everyone, how are you doing? Thank you for taking note of Tower Academic. My great mama named me Otim Emmanuel. I am a teacher of English language and literature at Toro Girls School, located in Toro district in the eastern part of Uganda. Today, we will break loose this big-headed gentleman called subject matter. But first, I want to take you through a few quizzes. Are you preparing for your advanced certificate of education? Are you a great lover of literature? Have you ever taken note of literature paper 310-1, prose and poetry? Are you willing to fall in love with literature? Well then, if your heart desires have always been to take note of literature, then you are in the right angle. Like I said, the topic for today is this gentleman called subject matter. Many students in Uganda have always found it extremely hard to come out with a subject matter of a literary piece. Talk about poetry, talk about the subject matter of a passage, or even a subject matter of any kind of literary piece that they have always thought of reading. But in this context, what is literature anyway? You know, many scholars have tried extremely hard to come out with classic and genuine definitions of literature, and I would like to say that very many scholars have produced classic definitions of literature which everyone would actually love to listen to. But for the purpose of today, I don't want to go so deep into definitions of literature. I would just love to define literature as any superior, lasting, written, or spoken piece of artistic merit. I have talked of literature being something superior. I've talked of literature being something lasting, something written down, or something spoken. Putting that aside, let's get to subject matter. What is a subject matter? You know, whenever I give assignments, I have always been baffled by my students because whenever they are answering subject matter, they take it as a summary of a poem. And that actually is absolutely wrong because that is not what we expect in subject matter when it comes to literature in English. Now, for today, I would love to break down these things into pieces. I would like to look at a subject first, and later on I go to matter. So what is a subject? Before you even think of coming out with a neat definition of subject matter, you should first start by coming out with a definition of subject, a definition of matter. So what is subject? I would like to define subject as I would like to define the noun subject. I would like to define this noun subject as a person or thing that is being talked about. That is a subject. What about matter? I would love to enter science a bit and define matter as anything that occupies space, and that is matter. Now, let's get back to literature. When we say subject matter, what do we mean? We mean the major ideas in that literary piece that you have read. Don't get me twisted. I know sometimes maybe you teachers have told you that a theme is a major idea in a literary piece of art, but here we are looking at those main ideas cutting across the whole piece of art. That is a subject matter. Now, in this context here, we are going to look at a subject as those major ideas within a given piece of art, and we are going to look at matter as the ingredients that develops this subject or that given topic under discussion. So the next time you enter in an examination room, the next time you are teaching subject matter, the simplest way to teach you learners, just tell them that subject here is the main topic under discussion, and you just let them know that when they come to matter, this big man called matter, just tell them the matter is the ingredients that develops this topic under discussion. So in every literary piece that you'll be reading, you'll find that there is a main topic being brought out in that piece of art in that poem or in that passage or in that literary piece of art that you're reading. Now, this is what you're going to do. If a student already knows that the subject is a topic under discussion in that literary piece of art, the student must know that then the matter here is the ingredients or the things or the materials that develops the subject. Taking a look at that, I believe that all of you now know that a subject matter is not actually a summary of the poem, but not just a summary of a poem, where most students always tend to rephrase the poem into prosaic form so that they can come out with a subject matter. But this time around, we'll be looking at this poem, Wedding Eve by Dr. Everett Standard. We will get through this poem and we'll see how we can extract our subject matter out of this poem. So I will guide you through this poem, and later on, we will come out with the subject matter of this poem. We are going to come out with the subject of the poem, and we shall look at the ingredients or the matter that actually develops the subject of the poem. So allow me to read this poem with you together as I try extremely hard to explain for you what actually is contained within a poem. So this is a poem titled Wedding Eve, Dr. Everett Standard. In the first stanza of the poem, we meet a rhetoric. Should I or should I not take the oath to love forever? Should I or should I not take the oath to love forever? The speaker here, the first person speaker here, who is represented by the personal pronoun I, is in a state of wonder. The person is wondering whether he should take the oath or not. Should I or should I not take the oath to love forever? This person I know little about. Does she love me or my car or my future, which I know little about? Now, in the first stanza here, we have realized that the speaker here, who is actually a man, or you can say is a first-person speaker, represented by the personal pronoun I, is wondering whether he should wed the lady that he does love. But in his mind, the speaker is in a state of confusion. The speaker is asking himself whether this beautiful lady here loves him as a person, or the speaker loves the material things that he possesses, of which the speaker is not sure at all whether he will be having the material things that he now possesses in the nearby future. So how can we summarize the first stanza? What lessons do we derive from the first stanza? What is the main thing that we derive from the first stanza? In the first stanza, we realize that the speaker is in a state of indecisiveness. He is not capable of making a decision. He doesn't know whether he should wed the lady in question or not. The second stanza tells us that, will she continue to love me when the future she saw in me crumbles and fades into nothing, leaving the naked me to love with it without hope? Now, the speaker here has got a lot of things within his mind. He is asking himself whether the lady is going to still be there with him when he's crumbling, when he's falling down, when everything, all the odds of the world tend to be against him. Will that smile she wears last through the hazards to come when fate strikes across the dreams of tomorrow? Or will she, like the clever passenger in the faulty plane, wear her life jacket and jump out to save her life, leaving me to crash into the unknown? Now you can look at the second stanza and you get to realize that this speaker here actually knows nothing about the lady he is supposed to wed. The speaker just loves the beauty in the lady, the angelic face that the lady gives him, and the powerful, charming smiles that he sees in the lady in question. But he doesn't know whether this lady is going to stay with him in times of hardship. We all know that whenever married couples get to the altar, they always say, till death